Justin Michael and James Lehman on the front row, and they are punching it. Smith underneath Lehman for second already. Michael with the lead. Here comes Scott Patton. Heath Smith makes it fit just barely. 2 and 3 wide, getting it sorted out. What a swing there for Patton to make it up to second.
Yeah, Patton gets underneath the Smith. Whoa, contact between Lehman and Heath Smith and nearly bunched up that entire field. He might be able to be pretty aggressive. Here comes a run from James Lehman underneath the Scott Patton.
The run propels Patton to the lead outright, and Lehman looking to take advantage underneath Patton. These are the 3 Bandit Motorsports teammates, all right here together once again, as Smith and Mall fade away from the top 3. They're side by side for 4th, and Lehman is clear as Patton loses out on a 2-for-1 special.
It's not close. It is.
It is.
Whoa!
Oh, boy. Angel, another close call there with Schulte. This time door-to-door contact.
And there's contact.
He hit the line. He
got
got loose.
With Lehman as well.
Lehman gonna spin, and the caution is out. And just a kiss of the inside wall there. Oh, spin in the back. Jacob Gibson's around. Gibson had some help there.
Here's another look again from right behind the 2 trucks. Certainly close, but definitely a lot of space in between them as well.
We'll see what Rob Haynes has got here with 11-lap old tires, while everybody else has got good tires. Big stack up here on the outside. That was Zachary Groover. Started in the wrong gear. We're not done. Burkhart's around. Into Kyle Manos. The caution is out.
Christian Angel. Oh, we're 3 wide for the lead as well down into turn 1.
There's Schulte on the bottom. Michael in the middle and Haynes up top. Schulte to the point. Still 3 wide here for second.
Whoa.
Patton for the run.
We are still side by side for this lead between the 87 and the 46.
Yeah, it is not let up here the last 4 or 5 laps.
Just when it looks like Michael's going to be able to clear, Scott Patton is able to fight back on the outside. Whoa! Patton slides in underneath and nearly made contact. Oh, he's shot it to the inside here.
Yeah, exactly. Even keel here into 3. More lap traffic, limit ahead.
Patton has been really strong on the outside, been able to keep at least even with Michael, even when he gets underneath of him. Can he do it again? The answer is no.
Clean trip through 3 and 4 is all it's going to take. All the hardship is behind us. Justin Michael is on the board here in 2024.
Justin Michael wins a lot of races, but this one, I have a feeling, is going to feel pretty sweet.
Well, it's been a hot minute.
A blind night that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how is your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Feature presentation. Oh, the memories, oh, the danger, oh, everything about what we have in store for you here tonight. Buckle up. It's Talladega Super Speedway time. We're already in the double digits of rounds here. Round number 10 tonight for the 2024 season of the Max VCNC Home Designs Truck Series. Oh boy. Last season was a doozy here. Are we in for more of the same here tonight? Survey says yes. And we're very excited for it. Tommy Cook, Matt Williamson hanging out with you here. Partner, welcome back to Talladega. You and I were just shooting the breeze about trips gone by to real-life Talladega. Always a joy to get it back here on the sim.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a nostalgic place for me, even though I guess I'm still going there frequently, so I don't know if it's... whatever, you know what I mean. It's a special place in my heart. But here on the sim, it's a special place for everybody's hearts here on iRacing, and it's no different for the CNC Home Designs Truck Series crew. I mean, if the first super speedway race of the season at Daytona is anything to go off of, we are in for one spicy meatball. But to note, there were no cautions in that first race of the season, so maybe we'll see that again here.
And speaking of, actually, I don't know what my segue was going to be there. Why don't we take a look at the points here while I try and get my brain in order? Texas last week shook a couple of things up, but a lot of the top five staying the same.
Yeah, most certainly. Actually, the top five didn't really change at all. I mean, the points in between them have changed a bit, but the top five drivers are still all in order there, with Schulte at the top of the heap, Rob Haynes, Charlie Widener, Heath Smith, and then Johnny Hamby. Will Kirk, 2 consecutive podiums for Kirk has catapulted him into the 6th position in the points. Justin Michael moved up a spot after the win last week, and then Scott Patton, who has missed a couple of races, he has moved himself into the top 10. So good showings for Scott. Has kind of gotten him up into the top 10, but still needs to string together quite a few more to really have the finish he's looking for, and can't take any more weeks off, I guess.
We're piling into the chat already. A lot of people excited for this race here tonight. Goodleaf Archives, of course, excited for a truck at least, maybe multiple. Shelly Mall cheering on Greg. Marilyn Beck cheering on Will Kirk. So is Michelle Kirk. And Martha Turheimer, of course, Wally Turheimer. Spent a lot of time at the front of this field last season and ended up with the dub to boot. And while he could sure use another victory or at least a strong run here tonight, and we know that he's certainly capable of it here on the super speedways. Lots to look forward to, lots of names to sift through here tonight at Talladega. 32 drivers are gearing up to take the green flag at Talladega Super Speedway for round number 10 of the season. And the starting lineup will look like this. Your Daytona winner to kick off this season, Heath Smith, has nabbed the pole with a 56.038 pole time. Johnny Hamby, his teammates, they are leading the team standings. Highline Racing showing up front here on the front row lockout. Christian Angel with an awfully fast queue time here. He starts in third. Frank Reese will be making his series debut tonight on the outside of row number 2. There is the Bandit Motorsports teammates on row number 3. Scott Patton rounds out your top 5 starters. And last week's race winner, Justin Michaels, starting at P6. Riley Tilton back in the fold here, starting in 7th. How about Brennan Gregg, multi-time podium finisher here this season, back at action tonight, starting in 8th. Rob Haynes has been strong on the super speedways. He's a winner this season. He is in 9th. And Matt Monson-Bolts starting in the top 10. Your reigning series champ, 3 times the winner this season, Andrew Schulte, will roll off from 11th. Will Kirk, 2 podium finishes back-to-back heading into tonight, starts 12th. Greg Mall, the winner a couple of weeks ago at Martinsville. Always fast on the super speedways. Won at Daytona last season, starts at 13th here tonight. Ryan McRoberts, no slouch on the super speedways either, will line up on the outside of row number 7. It's Charlie Widener, top 5 in the points, 15th on the starting grid. John Pansola starting in 16th. Gary Cleaver of CNC Home Designs going to line up in P17 with last season's race winner Wally Turheimer on the outside of row number 9. And then Chris Sargent making his debut tonight will roll off from 19th. 20th place starter, last driver to post the time, is Mike Milfelt Jr. And he is on the climb in the points here as well. So he will roll off from 20th, looking to work his way up through the field. James Lehman and Cole Britton on row number 11. Matt Sisler and Rod Mitten on row number 12. Matt Rodolasso and Matt Burkhart. Lots of Matts here in the back half of the field. Bill Paradise, Robert Gray, Brad Slagle, Michael Van, Zachary Groover, and Kevin Dolan back in the field here tonight. He will round out the field in 32nd. And speaking of Matts, why don't we have a Matt up top watching all the action here tonight? Matt Williamson, what are the strategy notes? What are the drivers going to have to be looking out for here tonight, other than danger?
Yeah, danger can certainly be around the corner, especially with maybe some newer drivers in the field, not too familiar with each other. So maybe a little bit of a learning curve for everybody here, getting to know some of the driving tendencies, looking at the track conditions. Wind gusts not super high, 8 miles an hour though, so could come into play a little bit of a factor. The track is pretty hot, so could end up being a little bit of a slick one out there. 124 degrees on the track temperature. We got 105 laps tonight. That stage break is going to come on lap 21, so a little bit of a dash to get to the stage break. That one could get pretty interesting coming to the completion of lap 21. Fuel window is about 20 laps, so if you can save a lap and get yourself out there for the stage break and be able to stay out rather than come in, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, if we have a caution, it might spoil the whole thing. That's not out of the question. No fast repairs. They do have 4 extra sets of tires. Probably only going to need 1 or 2 here tonight, but it doesn't hurt to have those with you. And no cautions at Daytona. Will it be much of the same, or will it be a little bit of a caution fest here tonight? We're going to find out.
Caution free, but the free-for-all at the end of the race, one of the instant classic moments of 2024, and really in our channel's history with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series at Daytona. Another instant classic locked and loaded here in the heart of Alabama. Racing at Talladega Super Speedway. Heath Smith picking up right where he left off, the World Center of Racing a couple of months ago. That's his teammate leading the outside line, Johnny Hamby. Smith and Hamby and their teammate Charlie Widener all in the top 5 in points. They currently lead the team standings. It could be a formidable force if they get hooked up later in this race, but right now, not quite working together just yet.
Yeah, and I take back what I said about how many laps we have. It's only 70 laps here tonight. I was reading off the former notes for the races, but I do think that the stage break is still on lap 21 and
yes,
20
it
laps
is.
for the fuel, so that all still applies, just less laps overall. Whoa, one going out wide. That was almost into the wall.
That's Frank Reese.
Yep, that's the 34 Frank Reese making his first start, I believe, here in the CNC Home Designs Truck Series.
Boy, oh boy. Looking awfully squirrely. Now going to get sent up top 4 wide, banging off the wall. That's Will
McRoberts gets turned.
Roberts. Oh, no. And that was
Will Kirk right in the middle of it as well.
Yeah, that was a bit needless. Here on lap number 2, Reese looked very unstable. Not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, Reese had pulled up to the third lane, was trying to get a push, and did not get into turn 3 very well. Kind of put himself up into the wall, so everybody was trying to scramble a bit. A little bit of a Ross Chastain-esque from the fall race last year when Chastain tried to put it 4 wide when somebody got up into the wall and tried to split the uprights, and it did not work. Pretty much the same result here in the sim.
Well, Kirk is still rolling. I think going to have a lot of damage on that truck. Ryan McRoberts, I think, is in some serious trouble. That's not the way he wanted to start out the night.
No, this is the McRoberts 23 right here, and yeah, that's that one is pretty damaged. That's for sure. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can take a look back at the replay, and actually, I want to back it up farther because we're gonna watch Reese pull out of turn 2. And watch this whole thing develop. So as we're coming out of turn 2, Reese is going to try to get to the third lane, but puts himself almost into the wall. Does have a taker there to the third line with him, and that was Will Kirk. So as we're coming here into turn number 3, Reese enters pretty darn high and makes contact with the wall. You see Kirk tries to go underneath to avoid being slow behind, but they're 4 wide with McRoberts underneath. And I think it was the 199 of Haynes underneath as well, and then McRoberts comes up the racetrack just a touch right into Kirk. And the 3 of them, pretty good damage. The 15 of Cole Britton does a pretty good job to get slowed down behind them and not get into anybody else.
Yeah, I think you can be pretty whataboutist about this crash and pick it apart pretty thoroughly.
Bottom line is 4 wide on lap number 2 is probably just not going to work out that well.
Yeah, no winners, all losers. That's for sure. Losers not in the, not in the bullying sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. That's unfortunate. Kirk is still rolling. McRoberts is in the pits. So is Frank Reese. I don't think... And actually, it is showing me that Frank Reese had a meatball flag. And McRoberts did as well. It just kind of got buried. So they both have meatball flags. Reese's is cleared, but we'll have plenty of optional damage to fix here as well.
Few takers towards the back of the field coming in to top off on fuel.
And we did see a majority of the drivers come down. You said there was a 1-lap differential between our expected pit window and the stage number. Most everybody, except for the top 4, I believe, all came down pit road. So that's Patton, Tilton, Turheimer, and Hamby. We talked about Wally Turheimer spending a lot of time at the front of the field here last season. Not a great qualifying effort tonight for Wally, but yeah, that's a quick way to fix that. He's up in the top 5 all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, if we go green from here on out, obviously going to have to come in down pit road a couple laps earlier than everybody else, but should be able to make it to the stage break. So I guess it is a stage break, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm used to the super speedways not having breaks in between, but there is going to be a caution thrown at the end of lap 21. So able to save a little fuel under the caution laps and get yourself some track position here. Patton, Tilton, Hamby, and Turheimer have gotten themselves to the front of the field.
Matt Williams said, always strategizing for Monday nights.
And it's always in my brain.
I'm a Tuesday armchair quarterback, thinking about what I should have done the night before. Well, we've seen it time and time again here. Teammates make things happen here at the super speedways. Not really a whole lot of team dynamics going on, at least not yet. Teammates in close proximity to one another, but a lot of things got to go right for you to get hooked up here. Scott Patton with the control of the restart. Riley Tilton in second. Johnny Hamby, Wally Turheimer, they stayed out. Heath Smith and Christian Angel, I think, could be the X factor here today. As long as we stay clean at the front of the field. He was awfully racy last week at Texas. And he has kept his foot down on the gas here quite literally thus far tonight. He will restart in 6th. Rest of the top 10, Michael Hayes, Monsenbalt, and Pansula. Big pushes here on the outside. That's Wally working it up top, pushing Tilton to the lead. Tilton not clear.
Wally knows how to be an aggressive pusher, but how aggressive is he going to be early on here? Can't really back off much. The 6 of Christian Angel is right on the tail of Turheimer in the 75, so Turheimer is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Turheimer, peeking to the outside here. He's got to run on Tilton, find his way back in line. And that will shuffle the top side. There goes Patton up top, and now it's teammates hooked up on the bottom here, Smith and Hamby.
Tilton kind of getting shuffled out a little bit. Looked like on entry, a lot of those trucks just were not very stable. We had some bobbing and weaving going on. And that outside line definitely got checked up quite a bit.
Yeah, we are not content to ride here for whatever reason today. We should say, oh boy! That was Patton getting moved down. Look at this! Shot out of a cannon by himself. That's Christian Angel.
And ended up working out, but a little bit lucky that Tilton and Patton got so out of shape that Angel was able to get out in front of that top line.
Got some blinking here in the front pack. That's Matt Monsenbalt. 5 trucks back here on the inside. Hopefully that stabilizes rather quickly. Here goes Tilton pushing Christian Angel now to the point. Can Christian Angel get clear for the lead?
Looked like he was for a moment. Ended up not taking it on the backstretch, but does there on the turn 3.
Yeah, it's definitely too bad for Reese, still in the pits here, hanging out in the chat with us. Appreciate you coming out and racing. Hopefully we can get you back out on the track here and pick up some spots, but the way things are going right now, my guess is we're not done with wrecking just yet.
Over 3 wide again. Slagle leading the third line with Britton in tow, trying to get some more takers up there on the very top line. They got another one.
Britton was right on the scene of that last accident. Got an escape route. What's your escape route here? My guess is you're not lifting until you see God or the checkered flag, and we're a long way from the checkers still. 3 wide for second, 3 wide for fifth. Oh, touching the wall there was Britton.
Yeah, Britton a little bit out of shape. That's the 0-1 behind Britton. That is John Pansula. But Pansula might get hung out the dry. Wow, Slagle able to take it all the way down to the bottom.
How about Brad Slagle put on the moves here at Talladega? 0.52 up front. The match loster in the chat calling it. Top line, even with just small numbers, it's getting stuff done already.
Yeah,
Will
I think
Kirk
that's where
back up top. Go ahead.
some of the team dynamics come into play. You know, pushing with people that you're really comfortable with. You can really make some hay up on that top side as long as you are stuck together tight. And we've seen it from a couple of drivers so far. I don't think any of them have been teammates, but drivers working well together regardless.
Cole Britton looked like he was in a spot of bother there for a second, but now he's got the assist from Justin Michael and Greg Mall. Whoa. They are teammates, and wow, that was almost bad. That was Johnny Hamby making the save.
And it looked like Hamby and Michael may have gotten together there a little bit, but Michael is unfazed, pushes Britton out, the nose out in front to the lead, but not clear quite yet. Bringing Greg Mall with, and now Britton's going to slide down.
Well, Justin Michael got his redemption last week, finally on the board with his first win of the season at Texas. Cole Britton looking for some redemption in his series debut. And Martinsville led a lot of laps, but had some connection issues that took him out.
Lots of slicing and dicing from the top lane to the middle, from the bottom lane to the middle, vice versa.
Whoa! Pansola all out of sorts there. Britton on the binders to leave some room for the 0-1. Pansola will take advantage, but that was almost disaster again. A lot of near disasters already.
Yeah, we're really getting after it. You see a lot of drivers kind of hanging off of this top 12 or 14, content to ride out there in the back, knowing that it would take a lot to get up there for stage points. Just trying to see the light of day until that yellow flag waves.
10 to make it 9 to go at the line for the stage. Justin Michael has spent a lot of time at the front of the field here in the super speedway races, but has yet to claim one. Came, I believe, 5 1,000ths away from doing it at Daytona last season, but was robbed by the man that's pushing him right now, Greg Mall. Led a lot of laps at Daytona earlier this season as well. Was leading, entering the tri-oval. But now, not leading anymore as Riley Tilton is back to the point. What a move there for Cole Britton. Just took himself from the bottom to the top. But now his help is fading. That's the 71 of Kevin Dolan. That's the next truck in line. And Britton will move back down to the middle. So the top lane may be overpowered, but nobody taking advantage right now as we're closing in on the conclusion of the first stage. First and only stage, I should say. Oh, and Ashton Crowder's hanging out in the chat with us. So is Sarah R. You gotta let us know who your boyfriend is. We'll get him some coverage here. I don't know who Ashton Crowder's boyfriend is, but We'll figure it out.
Britton still has a hankering to try that third line, but hasn't had anybody bite to go with him up to this point. Maybe trying to wait until right before the stage is about to end. Might get himself hung out to dry. He's able to find the way in, but those holes are not going to be there as we get closer to the stage end.
Certainly not. Riley Tilton showing the way, but Johnny Hamby, here he comes on the outside. And John Pansola riding in 7th as well.
Tilton's had plenty of coverage out front.
Yes, indeed.
Made
Doing a
some
nice
good
job.
moves. Yeah, made some good moves on the outside, and Justin Michael was the one to kind of help him get up there, and lo and behold, Michael's still right behind him, pushing the 58.
Tilton's had some pretty good speed here this season as well. Hasn't got the finishes to go with him. He's had a lot of connection issues that have taken him out of these races. As all of a sudden, here comes the top line once again, being led by Wally. Wally Terheimer going for it up top with help from the reigning champ, Anders Schulte. First time we've called out his name tonight. Look at them motor on here.
Wow, that is a massive run out of turn 2 on the top side. And they have a group of 4 up there. Now Brad Slagel's going to jump up as well, so they got some numbers.
I was going to say, that's a serious group of super speedway contenders all working together to make this top line work. That's Terheimer, Schulte, Haynes, Burkhart, and maybe Slagle, though he seems to want to get back to the bottom.
Schlosser's going to get some orange slices. Maybe a Capri Sun if you're lucky when we get to the stage break.
Here we go. Hamby with some momentum with help from James Lehman. And Will Kirk, wasn't he just involved in an accident?
Yeah, just about, 15 laps ago, Kirk was pretty hurt. You still see some damage here on the right side of the truck, but that is not hurting the 9 at all right now. He is right here in the mix.
Top line's a bit broken up now. Wally and Andrews still trying to make it work, but they're the only two. Haynes, Burkhart, and Slagle have bailed. And Hamby trying to get clear. And will. 4 to go in the stage. We're again a 3 wide here for second. Are you taking notes right now if you're somebody riding in, 10th, 12th, 15th? Watching this top line still kind of work with limited numbers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to be comfortable to be up there in the first place. So if you don't have a ton of experience, you might not really be thinking about it. But most of the drivers in the field, they can pull off any lane, anytime, even 4 wide probably here. So, yeah, I mean, you just have to make sure that you're around people that you're comfortable with. I mean, it really does depend on if you can push well with the folks in front or behind you. And if you can't, then really no lane's going to work for you. So I think you're looking for the people that you want to work with more than the lane that you want to work in.
Hamby gets clear, Lehman gets clear, and the leader at the line is Will Kirk. That's a 4-spot swing there, and maybe more for Riley Tilton. And I know I asked you that question as a hypothetical, but I know Matt Williamson's taking notes right now. That's for sure.
Sir, I mean, you know me. I'm always looking for the high side. I'm a little Brendan Strickler-esque, if you will, a little high side tickler there for me. So, or Kyle Strickler? Well,
Kyle Strickler, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty close.
I knew a Brendan Strickler growing up, I think. So that was. Had to think about that one for a second.
I think we both have carbon monoxide leaks right now.
Something.
Here we go again. Here's Wally and Schulte. This is the white flag for the stage. The bell lap is on here at Dega. Bonus points being paid out, but you got to make sure you have a truck to finish. Oh no!
No! Kirk's getting turned again.
Everybody saves it. Everybody saved it. That's incredible.
Wow. This is 2 to go, by the way. Completion of lap 21.
Yes, you're right. That is 2 to go. Absolutely correct.
I don't know how it didn't all go kablooey right there, though.
No.
Definitely broke up this pack majorly, but everybody survives.
Terheimer with the lead. Schultze now in second. That was... I don't know how we didn't crash there. That was incredible. All right, this should be the white flag. Terheimer under fire here. Lehman underneath. Here's Charlie Widener and Mike Milfeld on the top side. Big moves here. Big run from the teammates on the High Line from Highline Racing.
Not as many numbers, but Matt Montembault trying to give him a little help there.
Lehman leads the bottom. Terheimer the middle. Top line is fading. Montembault bails. Can Schultze give a big enough push here to get Wally Terheimer the stage win? Or will Lehman hold strong on the bottom? It's James Lehman to take it. I know it's going to be difficult because they didn't actually crash, but we got to go find that save. I don't know how they didn't crash. That was some of the best driving that we've seen here on the channel. And we've seen a lot of good stuff here from the Max V boys and girls.
Yeah, that was crazy for sure. We'll try and see if we can hook up a replay here.
That was crazy. Tilton really had the impressive save, but somebody else got turned down into him. I can't quite remember who it was. Both of those were incredible, and then everybody around them did a great job not to compound the issue.
Well, here's a look. This is through the tri-oval, so we're going to get down here through turns 1 and 2, and that's where it's going to go bottoms up. See Montembault, Kirk's right there in the middle with Montembault behind. Terheimer's kind of splitting lanes here. Kirk was going to try and still go underneath the 75, but made the contact. Gets down into Tilton. Justin Michaels right there in it. Greg Mall had to go underneath the yellow line. Others had to definitely slow up behind them. Everybody does a great job of not making that a massive incident like it could have been. We're going to back it up again and go on board with Will Kirk. So you kind of see what he was looking at when we talk about Terheimer kind of splitting lanes a little bit there. Terheimer gets out in front on the top. And he starts coming down the racetrack. Kirk thinks he's going to pull down right in front of him, but Terheimer kind of stays up a lane or a half a lane. Doesn't really get all the way down in front of Will, so Will's going to try to go underneath, but there just was not enough room. That could have easily been the big one.
Most certainly.
See everybody going to be down pit road here.
Everybody except for Zachary Groover. He's going to stay out and lead a lap. Why not? Unfortunately, that why not would be that he's probably got about 5 laps of fuel left right now and cannot pit under this lap, under the caution here. But get some time out front. Well. Had a note passed to me earlier, right before we went on air, by James Lehman. You know, we do have an all-star race scheduled for this season. And the details of that were not released yet. But I have those details now.
Ooh.
Indeed. We're going classic. We're going the classic route with an all-star race at Charlotte. I don't remember the date offhand, but it's on the schedule. It's on whatever the scheduled date for that is. Charlotte with some heat racing action, and there is a money purse to be paid throughout the field for both the heat races and the feature. Top 16 drivers in overall points headed into the night. In regular season competition are locked in to the race, I do believe. More details to come in an official capacity. I think they're putting together the official press junket right now. Yeah, it's at Charlotte, and with a heat racing format. What could be better? Not much.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be a fun event to watch and be able to be a part of, as you see a lot of drivers coming down to top off on fuel again. And this is a strategy that is employed by many super speedway aficionados, making sure you have as much fuel as possible so you can put less in when the pit stop comes if you decide to come earlier, or you can just stretch it another lap or two longer.
Always looking for that extra lap or two. Always nice to have options here.
Yeah, it's amazing what that one lap extra fuel can do for you when you just said it, when you start talking about options. Especially if you get everybody that you're working with kind of on the same page. You can all stay out another lap extra, come into pit together.
We've seen Bandit Motorsports in super speedway races that have gone long green flag runs before. Flip it, come in way early and get themselves separated and work as a machine all together and break away from the pack when they all inevitably have to come in and pit. Will we see that here? Will another team employ the same strategy? Will another team pull a different strategy and pull the leg up on everybody else? Who knows? Will we even go green for that long? Maybe not. Hard telling at this juncture.
Yeah.
One thing is for... Oh, go ahead.
Now, if you are thinking about that, you kind of got to work backwards as far as a fuel number goes from lap 70 and figure out, you know, where the pit stops could fall if you are going to get off track. But yeah, I wouldn't think that they'd want to come in too early just in case a caution comes out and they kind of get themselves caught in a spot they don't want to be in.
Talk about having lots of options and giving yourselves plenty of opportunities here, Zachary. His time is ticking up front, but he is up front. Groover in control of the restart. Everybody else under this caution down pit road to get service. Groover stays out, leads some laps under caution, but here is Johnny Hamby working it up top. That is John Pansola behind him. And Matt Montalbot pushing Groover along on the bottom.
I can't imagine Groover's going to be able to make it more than 2 or 3 laps here. Came down pit road on lap 3 when that first caution flew. We were estimating about 20 laps of fuel under green. Of course, there's been a lot of caution laps since then, but you're still burning a little bit of fuel under those caution laps as well.
Groover will lead a lap under green here.
And look, there's Riley Tilton in the 58.
Oh my gosh.
6 or 7 rows back, trying to get himself moving forward in that top lane again.
Could just get huge runs here. He's going to stall out, of course, because he doesn't have any help. But, I mean, you play that right at the end of the race. Find some clean track ahead of you, look out.
Not only that, you're going to have folks at the end of the race to come in behind you as well. You know, people are looking for any run that they can, so if you can kind of start getting it timed up here early on in the race to know when to start pushing and making the move on the racetrack as Will Kirk moves up. Kirk maybe just wanting to go backwards and get out of the calamity. That's what Frank Reese was talking about earlier as well, trying to kind of get out of the pack and kind of stick to the back, not get caught up in the early incidents.
Look at that.
Look at this.
He's got 5th gear in that truck, I swear.
That is unbelievable.
And help coming from, I think, Cole Britton.
Yeah, that is Britton in the 15. Top, but you see him pulling up next to that middle lane, pulled that middle lane back big time.
Yes, it did. Broke it all up. Hamby dropping like a rock. Bill Paradise moving through the middle now. Groover's still out here. I mean, it's got to be coming here in the next couple laps unless we missed something, which I don't think we did. Look at this run from Bill Paradise up the middle. The 5:56 going for it up front.
And that's the 15 of Britton again. Britton has been right in the middle of all of the action early on in this race.
We got some new players up front here. Paradise to the lead from Zachary Groover. Michael Van is up here. Cole Britton's been making moves all night. Not a surprise to see him up here.
And there you go. Brad Slagle back up to that third line as well. Slagle has lived up there so far tonight.
Groover pitting this time. He's let the drivers know. Hopefully this goes off without a hitch, and it seems to.
Yeah, that outside lane going to get a little bit of an advantage here, though, as the bottom lane gets broken up a little bit with that pit stop.
Oh, trouble! There's Slagle! Slagle around!
Oh, and James Lehman way down the racetrack.
Still green. That has absolutely mutilated this pack.
Yeah, I'm surprised we kept it green there, but nobody really got turned around. Everybody down to underneath the yellow line that was involved.
That's the key. These are auto-triggered cautions, no manual cautions. Slagle and Lehman make contact, but off the track. Slagle does have a meatball flag, so that is going to take him out of this. And that is unfortunate. Riley Tilton over the radio claimed at least a little bit of responsibility, I think, for that. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but those two were moving on the top side. There's no doubt about it.
And the 66 of Chris Sargent right here in the middle of the top 10 now as well. I haven't talked about him at all tonight.
Nope, this is his first post-revival start with Max V tonight. He's been very quiet, and you know, that's not always a bad thing. Chris is going to file into line here, running in 6th. Talk about that pack getting broken up. We're all single file now. It's inevitable. This happens at least for a couple laps at Talladega every race.
And if you look out the back of the pack, Heath Smith, Kevin Dolan kind of bringing up the rear. Scott Patton is in the second pack. He's the leader of the second pack, I should say. Has Greg Mall, Will Kirk, Gary Cleaver, and many, many more lined up behind them. They're all single file, trying to find a way to catch those in front, but they are starting to now go too wide, and that is going to kill the momentum.
Yeah, it's going to kill the momentum. They are down 3 seconds to Heath Smith right now, so it is a losing effort at this time.
Well, it was only 2.5 seconds about 3/4 of a lap ago, so going double file, they have ballooned. It's like a parachute when you go double wide.
Well, a 3-truck contingent just overtook Bill Paradise for the lead, led by Matt Montalban. Pansola and Britton also follow through. So move Paradise back to 4th. Michael Van now rounds out the top 5. Chris Sargent, Riley Tilton, Rob Haynes, Johnny Hamby, Charlie Widener, Mike Milfelt, Kevin Dolan, and Heath Smith are this top 13 pack. As there goes Zachary Groover. who had just come in for his pit service. He should be able to latch onto this group no problem, and I believe he'll be the first truck one lap down. And actually, the only truck one lap down.
Yep, only truck a lap down, so maybe not such a bad idea for Groover, looking for another caution to come out later in the race. Will pretty much be guaranteed to get that lap back unless he is somehow involved in it.
I'm sure Scott Patton's saying, hey, can you, like, back off that pack a little bit? Just another second and a quarter or so?
Well, that outside lane, he's trying to hook up with his teammate here and Justin Michael, and they do. Greg Mall behind him with a little bit of damage. Turheimer going to fall in front of the 7 of Mall. They've actually been making up time here.
Yeah, they've started making up time again.
And they are, I mean, if they can gain another 3 or 4 tenths, they are going to be catching the draft.
Yeah, Rob Haynes and Johnny Hamby are lagging off the back end of the pack just a bit. They both got teammates in that backpack that they'd, I'm sure, like to see get back up here in the mix. So it's only a matter of time before they get back up here.
Well, they're here. I mean, they're going to be here. The question is, does Patton take the slingshot effect out to the outside line and try to take this whole group up into the second lane?
I mean, why not?
It's going to have to get Justin Michael a little bit closer if they really want to make that work well. And everybody stays in line here.
Interesting.
So this is a massive single file line. This looks a lot different than what we saw there before the stage break, huh?
A little bit. Just a little bit. I believe that is Ryan McRoberts running up top. He is 30 laps down after the early race accident, but still continuing on. He's got a spot to gain here. I think Frank Reese has called it a night, so he'll pick up one spot here next time by. But it's Matt Monsenbolt showing the way. He's been in the top 10 in points a couple of different times here this season. He's had some strong runs, had an early exit in the season opener at Daytona.
Sargent wanted to go out to the second lane, thought he might get some help from Tilton, but did not get any such help and has to try and find a way back into line. It was close to not happening, but is able to get in.
Pit stops for the field on lap 24, at least most of everybody that came in to top off, under that caution. So again, we're already not too horribly far away from pit stops here.
Yeah, within 10 laps for sure. I would say 8 to 10 laps. That's going to be the number here. But again, there is a little bit of leeway with where the pit cycle is right now in relation to how many laps are left in the race. You could come in 3 or 4 laps early if you wanted to try to get a group together that you feel comfortable with.
John Payne solo riding in second here. Cole Britton, Bill Paradise. Great to see the 5.56 up here in the top 5. Michael Vann rounding out that top 5 as well. This is really why we love Talladega. We get to tell the stories of some of the drivers that we don't get to spend a lot of time focusing on throughout the season.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely. I mean, there's just some folks that have this super speedway thing figured out that aren't your typical fast at, say, a 1.5 mile or a mile long track, but they come and shine here on a super speedway race, and that's what we love about Daytona and Talladega.
Pansula's picked up the pushes up front. He is laying the bumper to Matt Montalban.
That was Brad Slagle slow underneath. He's about 7 or 8 laps down here.
Yeah, I think that was his 8th lap down.
I gotta tell you, I am surprised that everybody has stayed pretty much single file here. We got somebody farther back here trying to take it too wide. It's the 29 of Robert Gray, and actually making up quite a bit of time. There might be some fuel saving going on here throughout the field, not sure, but Robert Gray, the lone truck on the outside, is moving forward.
Well, Cole Britton has stacked this field up. Look at this. Look at this gap that's opened up from Britton on back. And look at this run on the outside here. That's Robert Gray. Just go for it. Why not?
I don't know what is happening here.
We were saying that 2 or 3 times at Daytona as well. I just don't question the methods anymore.
I mean,
because the conclusion's always fantastic.
I'm assuming it's a fuel save, and they feel like they're kind of close to being able to make it on less stops potentially, but I don't know.
Well, Sargent and Gray have had enough. They're going for it.
And I don't blame him. I mean, if you can hit yourself from about 20th place all the way into the top 5, you should be taking it.
Riley tilting like up top here as well. Yeah, it really does.
Problem is they've kind of stalled out a little bit and are now going to have to find their way into line before pit stops. Britton saw them coming and went, I guess we better start going.
Oh, he's wiggled up Pansula. All of a sudden, we're 3 wide.
This might allow this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, dinner bell's ringing. I think we're back on here.
Gray kind of got moved up the racetrack by Pansula in the 0-1 a little bit after Pansula got shuffled out.
Oh, boy. That was almost bad. Pansula trying to get back in the line.
Wow, that is a tight hole.
Big swing there for Cole Britton to put himself up to 2nd.
And now Tilton's going to jump to the outside here.
Yeah, why not?
Pit stops looming, be damned. We are wanting to make up positions.
Yeah, nobody else seems to have the sense of urgency about it. I mean, we are strung out behind this front pack. But how about Chris Sargent up front? Move to 66 to the lead. Gray going to stick up top with help from Tilton. Rob Haynes bridging the gap here between groups.
Now Sargent's going to get nosed out in front by Tilton with the help of Pansula as well and drop down. I don't think I need to say it, by the way, but that 29 machine is one good-looking son of a gun.
Yeah, that is a great-looking truck, isn't it? But Tilton now going to try and nose back ahead. Gray on the bottom here. Still waiting pit stops. I would imagine they're coming in the next 2 to 3 laps.
Shout out to Flinky Roberts in the chat, by the way.
Yes, indeed. I owe him a truck paint. I got to start working on it.
Is everybody going to have to come in together? How long are they pushing this fuel run here?
Brad Slagle, 7 laps down, making big pushes here from the second pack up.
No takers this time around.
Everybody's going to make a big push to the front once again. Lollygagging is over. It's back to racing as usual.
Wow, look at this.
Look at that.
Groover with the help of Slagle. These are 2 cars that are at least a lap down, if not more.
Yeah, this is Groover trying to unlap himself. 8 laps down for the 52, the 052 rather, of Brad Slagle. Big run up the middle as well here for Britain. And the first time we've got to call out the Prestige Worldwide teammates here tonight, Rod Minton and Matt Rosso are in the mix here up front. Another lap down truck, the 23. Why not? Look at this run. Britain splitting there.
Whoa!
Now side drafted. Boy, oh boy.
This is gumbo right here. This is a lot of parts and pieces all jumbled up.
Britain got awfully loose up there. I thought we were in for it. Lap down trucks dictating the flow of the race up front here.
When will we see the pit stops? We gotta be getting close. None this time. Wow, they can stretch it a lot longer than we thought.
Well, this would be lap 21. They did have 3 caution laps, or rather 2 caution laps. And there has been some fuel saving. I would imagine guys like Matt Montalban and Bill Paradise are going to be the first 2 to bail it off. Maybe Scott Patton as well, considering he was leading that second line for a long time. But as we say that, Bill Paradise goes up to the top side, so he won't be able to get down pit road this time. Matt Montalban is pitting this lap. Pansola will follow. So we will see some takers here. Britain in as well.
Only a few.
Only 3. Actually, make it 4.
Yeah, that was Will Kirk that ducked in right there at the very end.
Riley Tilton will be pitting this time.
That might not be a bad strategy to get a small group in there quickly.
I am a big fan of the small group, especially if it's guys you trust that can push. I'd rather pit with a small group. This sounds like it's going to be a medium group. Quite a few people chiming in over the radio. Watch for a lot of the front runners to make their way on a pit road this time. This line is being led by Zachary Groover. He's good on fuel, and he's at the tail end of the lead lap. Here comes Tilton, though. That's a group of 6 without issue, save for a lock up there from Sargent, but he handles it nicely. It's Tilton, Sargent, Greg, Gray, Paradise, and Van.
Still 18 lead lap drivers out on the racetrack. Are they all going to have to come in together? That could be a mess.
Kevin Dolan says he's pitting this time. So is Matt Sisseler. Kerry Cleaver will pit as well. Lots of hands going out the window here. Minton and Rodolasso from 3rd and 4th. Or rather, from, I guess, the lead. They're all lap trucks around him. Whoa! Patton from the outside to the bottom. He is going to sneak in here. That was tight.
That was the biggest group that we're going to have.
I mean, that was Mission Impossible style for Patton. Like sliding under the closing door. Well, Johnny Hamby's the leader, but he's got 3 trucks ahead of him. They're all looking to get a lap back. I would imagine most everybody else is coming in this time. I think the top 6 are still here nose to tail. Hamby, Widener, Milfeld, Smith, Schulte, and Angel. And, yep, here they come.
Everybody gets in well, it looks like.
Angel lagged back there big time.
Here they come, that group that came down pit road first, led by Britain. They are starting to catch some of those drivers that were just down pit road as they are coming and blending back onto the racetrack.
Kevin Dolan has a black flag on an improper pit road exit. Britain with a huge head of steam here with help from John Pansilla. Wally Turheimer temporarily at the front. Runs everywhere. And there's that last group. They are going to be in trouble here.
Yeah, that group is well behind.
But they may be avoiding a mess. Turheimer, Maul, and Patton, who just barely snuck in under the wire there. Top line starting to fade. That's Brennan Gregg pushing Cole Britton up top. First time we've really called out Gregg's name here tonight. It'll be 20 to go at the line. So I think, given what we just saw there, everybody should be good on fuel to the end, or at least very close.
Yeah, everybody except for the drivers that are a lap down, or trying to get their lap back, that is. I guess they have technically gotten it back now, but if there's not a caution soon, we'll be in jeopardy of going a lap down again.
Yes. Really, the most affected by that is going to be the 40 of Zachary Groover, who is on the lead lap right now, so if we get a caution, he's sitting pretty.
Certainly, Brennan Gregg is a lap down now as well, so the two of them,
interesting.
If they don't have a caution quickly, may have to duke it out for... Oh, is Britain...
There goes Gregg. Oh, no!
There's...
Tilton! Nope, not going to save that one. No caution still. Just a two-truck incident.
Tilton absolutely pounded the outside wall.
Hit Scott Patton pretty hard as well. Yeah, Tilton with the meatball flag. And again, we have broken this front back up just as quickly as it got reformed. Groover and McRoberts, trying to get laps back, have just come down pit road.
Well, that incident has helped those folks that were in the last group to come down pit road. They are easily able to latch on after everybody kind of had to do a little bit of a slowdown and shakedown. And they are looking to make some hay.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they've caught up very quick after that. Scott Patton just moved John Pansilla up. Pansilla trying to make it work here on the top side. The cavalry's coming behind him. Yeah,
a train is coming, but they may leave him out to dry. Oh!
I think Charlie was trying to make the move around him, but got forced back into him. And that's good improv. They'll just roll with it.
I think Widener was trying to kind of force Pansula into an outside-in situation. They're trying to get around him again. Pansula is going to jump down to the bottom in front of Turheimer.
Well played by John Pansilla. He takes the point, but for how much longer? Here is Charge and Charlie Widener. With help from Mike Milfeld. That's the Highline Racing teammates up top. Schulze there, third on the outside line. And they will get clear. Their other teammate, Johnny Hamby, stuck behind Schulze. Actually, their other two teammates, that's Heath Smith. So, Highline getting formed up here. Some of the other teams are a bit despondent at the current moment.
Hey, Tom, you know what we haven't done so far tonight?
What haven't we done yet?
We have not cranked it up at all. What do you say?
Good as time as any.
field not cursed by the crank it up here tonight.
Seemed to be a pretty regular thing, right, when we started the channel, but I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've beckoned to crank it up caution.
Certainly has, but the crank it up did spread this field out quite a bit. The bottom line has really sprung forward out into the lead. Johnny Hamby trying to team up with some folks on the outside lane, but they're about 10 truck lengths back or more. And he's kind of lost his help. Zachary Groover is out there with him, but Hamby gonna jump down to the bottom now. So with 15 to go, everybody has gotten single file again.
This will be the complete lap 56. 3 wins out of the drivers in the top 5, but all of those have come from Andrew Schultz. The other 4 drivers winless in 2024 thus far. Widener, Milfelt, Pansola, and Turheimer. In fact, all 4 of those drivers winless post-revival here in Max V competition.
Here goes Andrew Schulte jumping out to the top line with no help.
Well, we do have Patton and Lehman kind of hanging around here. And Patton is going to jump up top.
Schulte just hung around on the outside all on his own basically there, and Pansola had no choice but to really go with him.
Here's a huge run, I think, from Scott Patton.
Oh, it is.
Patton and Michael.
The teammates, those two work so well together at these racetracks.
Well, we talked about Bandit not being formed up. Here they are. And Zachary Groover's back up here as well. Again, back 1 lap down, but in a good position if the caution were to come out here in the closing laps. Remember, Patton took a huge shot there from Riley Tilton. I'd be a bit nervous about him leading this line. Benefited from a huge run there to get up to this position.
Yeah, if you look closely there on the right front, definitely a little bit of damage. It's bashed in a little bit, but doesn't look awful. Certainly not optimal, though.
This finish here at Talladega last season, I believe, is the 11th closest finish in channel history. And Scott Patton was on the wrong end of it. Up on the top side all by himself, just the outside of the top 10 here. 10.5 laps to go. Things are ratcheting it up once again.
Justin Michael has really been pushing Scott Patton, but hasn't gotten a lot of help from behind him. Sargent has been kind of pretty far back from the 87. It's not helping that outside lane.
A bit of discombobulation here on the bottom. It's going to help this top side along. Schultz with help from John Pansola, who spent a lot of time at the front of this field here tonight. Pansola trying to throw some dirty air here on Scott Patton. He's about to get hung out. Widener cuts him a break there. That could have been bad.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, when you get up outside of the person that's behind you, the driver that's behind you gets a huge burst of speed from it, typically, and Widener had to do everything he could not to get into the 0-1.
9 laps to go. Somewhere in this field, somebody is out of time. Maybe not Widener and Pansola or anybody else that's hanging around at the front, but as people at the back, your time is up. The moves have got to be made. And there's a move. Schulte blocking Pansola. Now Pansola going to get hung out. So will Schulte. It's going to be 3 wide for the lead once again.
3 wide was inevitable, but I didn't think it would be because Pansola and Schulte moved up to the top lane to block.
Oh, there's a shot. Bumping and banging here. That was Dolan that took that shot. He hangs tough. He'll pull back into line.
Widener
Look at this.
Yeah, Widener has help from Milfelt on the bottom. That's a great duo right there.
Schulte fading. Schulte can get Michael and Patton clear, but he doesn't. He fights back here in the middle. Patton got mega loose there off the front bumper. Michael pushing hard. And that top line is going the wrong direction rather quickly.
I think now that they're 3 wide, Patton is starting to feel the effects of that little bit of damage he's got to the front right of the truck. I think running the 3rd lane is just a lot harder, especially when you got trucks too. You're inside in both lanes.
Well, Schulten and Pansola have survived that one. It's Charlie Widener leading. Schulte the leader of the outside. Aggressive pushing for both drivers up front. Six to go at the line. These are the nervous moments here. We're about 6-2 to go. I feel like I don't really breathe much.
Milfelt and Widener are just working so well together right now. They're on the bottom. Nobody has been able to really make a run at them.
Yeah, and they're the team points leaders for a reason. They're all in the top 10 in points. 3 out of the top 5 positions in points belong to Highline Racing. They've got the top 2 spots, crucially, when it matters in this race.
Turheimer and Haynes almost clear on the bottom. I would imagine those 2 might jump to the top side here before too long to try and make a run at it.
Well, you know Wally's looking for a way. The real question mark here is Kevin Dolan. Here in this line, I'm not even sure he's on the lead lap. I don't think he is.
No, he's not. He is 1 lap down here.
So how will he affect the outcome of this race?
Widener getting that bag of Skittles out, ready to throw them all over the racetrack.
Widener's still got one of my favorite moments in Max V's time here on Turn 200, taking Ashton Crowder to the limit at Iowa, letting it all hang out. What is he going to do for a win here at Talladega? What can he do here? Because here comes Bandit Motorsports pushing again on the top side.
Yeah, Haynes jumped out
and
in
there's
front
Rob
of Andrew
Haynes.
Schulte as well. Turheimer not able to make the move, but Haynes does.
Big pushes there for Schulte. He's lost Pansola. Have help from Zachary Groover. Still fighting for that lucky dog spot. Haynes, can he get clear? No. And Patton again gets to that top side and drops hard. Big surge of momentum here coming up the middle. It's stopped by Patton. That was going to be a huge shot of energy up the line. Haynes with the top spot here. 3 laps to go. Widener fighting back. Here's a push from Michael on the outside. Talk about sending energy here all of a sudden.
And that's
this
Matt
this is forming up.
Justin Michael. Burkhart was in the top 10 really early on. Michael's going to drop down in front of Haynes.
Burkhart gave the winning push to Wally Turheimer here at Talladega last season. May have just given a helping blow here to Justin Michael. He's got Lehman behind him. Burkhart's still in with a chance. Coming to 2 to go.
They do have a decent group formed up on the third line. They could start making up some ground here.
Justin Michael's been in this position before, but he's yet to take a victory here at a super speedway.
Can they make it to the line to make it official?
Boy, it's not looking promising. Pushes everywhere. Michael not clear. Widener fighting back. Are we going to end it in regulation, or are we going to overtime? Burkhart with a surge of momentum on the outside. Widener fighting back on the inside. Justin Michael leading it all. 1 to go.
I'm not sure Michael even wants to get clear. I think that middle lane's the place to be coming out of turn 4.
He's going to be fighting from both directions. Here comes a big run from Matt Burkhart on the top side with help from James Lehman. Milfeld pushing Widener hard on the bottom. 3 wide. As many as you can fit them deep down the backstretch. Multiple drivers running out of fuel here on the
wrecking in the back.
Who's got enough fuel to make it to the line? Another wrinkle. Widener's lagging back on the bottom. Justin Michael looking for it. Here's Haynes to the outside. Multiple drivers crashing at the line. Photo finish. I don't know.
Rob Haynes got it.
Rob Haynes ekes it out at the line. Justin Michael is a bridesmaid again here at the Super Speedways. Rob Haynes, 9 1/1000ths of a second. Widener made it close on the bottom as well. He finishes 36 1/1000ths back. 3 wide finish at the line, and Rob Haynes will take his second victory of the season. Never a dull moment here in Max V.
He is going to be absolutely thrilled about this one.
Got the win in Las Vegas. Wow. There goes Bill Paradise. He was out of fuel. So there's the checkered flag for him. But Rob Haynes.
Haynes was awful patient all night as well and ended up paying off.
Yes, it did. Wild, wild stuff. People running out of fuel on the final lap. We said it might be close. And it was multiple drivers. That's how that crash started. Will Kirk ran out of fuel and stacked up a bunch of drivers there. A second crash, I think, also fuel-related, involving Andrew Schulte there at the checkers as well. Lots to look at here before we get to our full finishing rundown. Yeah, including this incredible dash to the finish here with Haynes and Michael.
Yeah, we're going to back it up all the way through turns 3 and 4 here. And there's that incident with Will Kirk that you mentioned, running out of fuel. Drops off the pace. Montembault and Hamby get into him. But Rob Haynes doing a great job of pushing Justin Michael all throughout the final few laps there. Had Schulte behind as well. And the reason that Haynes is able to take this victory is because he does push Justin Michael so well. He's going to push Justin Michael out in front, and Michael wants to drop to the bottom. And Haynes realizes, well, if you're going to go to the bottom, I'm going to the middle, and I'm going to try to beat you. And this is where contact happens behind them. Looked like it was between Groover and maybe Dolan. Those are 2 lap cars, and then Groover gets sent down into Millfelt as well. That's where Schulte gets taken out. But Haynes still had the burst of speed. Widener did not stick with Justin Michael, and Haynes just barely able to edge that one out. These drivers know how to put together a finish, I tell you that.
Time after time, for sure. I mean, yeah. I don't even know what to say. It's another typical Max V Super Speedway race as advertised here. Nice stuff by everybody here tonight. Rob Haynes with the win, Justin Michael in second, Charlie Widener in third. We'll talk to these 3 gentlemen momentarily. Matt Burkhardt at top 5 here tonight. And Lehman's Mega Money Mania here tonight, as decided by Matt Williamson. Ironically enough, going to go to James Lehman. The first time we've picked somebody in the top 5 here this season. It just happened to be the boss man himself. So he gets to keep his own cash tonight. Greg Mull will finish in P6. Scott Patton in 7th. It's a P8 here tonight for Robert Gray. Wally Terheimer going to finish in 9th. And Mike Millfelt will drop back to 10th there on the final lap. Andrew Schulte will finish in 11th. Chris Sargent in 12th. Kerry Cleaver in P13, Heath Smith and Johnny Hamby in 14th and 15th, Matt Montembault in 16th, Rod Minton in 17th, Matt Rodolasso, P18, Will Kirk in 19th, and Christian Angel in 20th, Cole Britton, the last driver on the lead lap, in 21st, John Pansilla in 22nd, Bill Paradise in 23rd, Zachary Groover, Brennan Gregg, the top 25, Kevin Dolan in 26th, Matt Sisseler in 27th, Michael Van in 28th, Brad Slagle running there at the end in 29th. Riley Tilton also running in 30th. And Ryan McRoberts also running 31 laps down and will finish in 31st. The only DNF tonight was Frank Reese in 32nd. So, yes, that is how it shakes out here tonight at Talladega. We'll talk to your podium finishers now. Time to talk to the one and only Mr. Charlie Widener. I believe for the first time here this season. I mean, it was an incredible race here tonight from a viewer's standpoint, and you were in the thick of a lot of it here tonight. Congrats on the podium.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
You and your teammate Mike Millfeld there dictated a lot of the momentum swings there in the closing stretch of laps. Especially the Highline team this season has just been lights out in terms of consistency. And you and Mike going for it there at the end. And everything falls apart as it usually does in these super speedway races, but you're still there to capitalize at the end.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. This one stings. I haven't won a Max V race yet. I've come close a few times. I thought I had it where our team had the right strategy. We stayed out a lap longer, and so we had a lap better fuel mileage than those guys. So we were able to push the whole time, but they saved just enough to get a run on us, and that high side, they just had the momentum off the corner, and they were just getting me every lap. But Yeah, I should be happier with this third place, but I just feel like crap, really.
Yeah, it's difficult to come that close, but still a podium finish here tonight. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, congrats on the podium. I know it's kind of a tough place to be in because you know that they're getting a good run on the top side, but you're kind of stuck there on the bottom. I mean, kind of going into the final laps, was there a preferred lane for you? Did you kind of commit to the bottom line and it just didn't work out, or would you have rather been somewhere else?
Well, when I still thought they were really close on fuel, I was just going to hug the bottom and let them try to. I don't know if they're going to run out above me or if they're going to get together above me. And yes, the outside line gets the run, but as long as I hug the yellow, maybe I avoid if there's any contact above me on track. So it was just hug the yellow and hit and keep the gas down. I know my teammate Mike was having some red flashing water temps, so he was having to manage it, and so he was able to manage it. He was going to give me a good push off of 4, and then there was some contact back there. I still probably wouldn't have won because they got so much of a run up there, but it would have been a little closer. I was able to dive down and make it pretty close to begin with, but it just wasn't enough.
Well, it was a great run for you and the team here tonight, regardless. And it's great to get you back up here in the booth as well. So good talking to you. Congrats on the result. Anybody you want to say hi to or thank you tonight?
Thank you guys. You guys are. I've watched all the broadcasts that I'm in, and you guys are far and above the best that I watch. Thanks for Lehman and everybody, Scott Patton, for putting all this stuff on, and my teammates. I got Johnny Hamby, Mike Milfelt, and Heath Smith. We all worked really great tonight. Unfortunately, Smith and Hamby got caught in the back there, but yeah, I'll get it I'll get a win one of these days, and the guys I need to finish bad are still finished ahead of me. So finish third and still ain't gaining anything. So thank you guys for doing everything you do.
That's right. We'll get you two better here soon. But in the meantime, go celebrate a hard-fought piece. Alrighty, talk to your second place finisher, and if it weren't for the win last week, I would imagine Michael would probably be pulling his hair out about now. Your track record here at Super Speedways is something to marvel at, if only because of how close you've come to a win without taking it just yet. But regardless, another incredible run to the checkers for you here tonight.
Yeah, it was a really good night, and as long as a teammate wins, that's what we really care about with these races. So we were really wanting to get like a 1, 2, 3, maybe through 5, finish, but at least 2 in the top 3, that's pretty good.
Oh, for sure. You were kind of working the middle there for quite some time. The move to the bottom there opens it up for Rob. Were you expecting him to quite get the run that he got there?
Yeah, he was screaming that he was going to blow up, so I was like, I don't want him to blow up, so I moved down because I knew I was clear Charlie, and that way he could at least make it and didn't wreck. I thought he probably might get by me, but there was a chance he wouldn't. But as soon as you hit that right rear, that side draft just really rips you back.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, congrats on another podium here. I mean, this is quite a few trucks in the field here, and it was really crazy early on, and then kind of got spread out there after the caution came out for the stage break. I mean, how do you manage a race like this that is just wild in the beginning and then just really comes to a halt there in the middle?
Just survive the first half. That's all you can do. And second half, try to get into the position to finish. And we had a lot of fuel saving tonight, and I think that helped a lot with the tone of the race in the middle. It was just who could lift the most without getting run over.
There were certainly a lot of close calls here tonight, but you survived and endured once again and are back on the podium for the second week in a row. So congrats to you. I know you got people you want to thank and shout out.
Yeah, just you guys as always. You call it a great race out there. James for getting the leg back running. Scott out there, Pat Paints for painting the truck, and everybody at Bandit. They're like I said, I was hoping we'd get a lot more guys and 1, 2, 3 finish, and but we'll take this and we'll come back next week. Where I don't even know where next week is, to be honest with you.
Dover.
Oh, hey, I like Dover, so let's go.
You've won at Dover here on the channel before, so looking forward to a good run with Miles the Monster next week. Go celebrate another podium here. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
And it is time to bring in your race winner here for the second time this season. Just got the second checkered flag emoji put up next to the name, and boy, does that look good, Rob Haynes, wouldn't you say?
It sure does, man.
Welcome back to the booth. Congrats on the win here.
Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun. I did not expect that outcome on the last lap, but I was prepared to push Justin there all the way to the end. But hey, things go the way they go, and things happen. So I'm happy with it. Love it. Super excited, Tom.
I mean, you were up in the mix kind of all night tonight, but it seemed like you were more of a supporter than a lead driver here tonight. Did a lot of pushing. At least that's how it seemed from our vantage point up top here. Regardless, with the fuel number as close as it was, your services certainly came in clutch here tonight, helping keeping this field together and also keeping the fuel save mode kind of in check.
Yeah, it was one of those fuel save kind of nights. We were planning it out in team, speaking on the team. Everybody speaking in the team, and yeah, it was. I mean, I was nervous at a couple points there before that first stop. I would have liked to gone one more lap. I know a couple guys did, and I would have put a bit of insurance in the bank. But we managed to make it work. I think Kerry might have had an issue on his fuel stop. He didn't get the tank quite full, and that kind of cost him a little bit. But man, yeah. Definitely love the fuel runs. It makes the track a little bit slower, but you know what? It makes it a little bit safer. And I was worried about coming out tonight, holding on to a good top 10 spot in the points, and trying to get just a good finish and be consistent.
Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Well, congrats on the race win, and I just want to know how it feels to have good karma, because I think the reason that you won the race is because you were such a good teammate and pusher throughout, and karma came back around and helped you out there in the end.
Matt, there's always something behind that. I appreciate the comment, but I mean, I was saving fuel a lot of the time, so just sitting behind someone saving fuel isn't necessarily pushing them, but I really started to push there at the end on Justin with a couple laps to go. Once we had the fuel situation sorted and I was good in my head, it was time to go. I mean, the biggest thing I was worried about going into turn 3 was both water and oil temps were flashing on my dash, and I wasn't sure how long that would hold up. I warned Andrew behind me. I said, if you see smoke, that's me gone. So he just said, just stay in line. So I did. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Man, I'm ecstatic that I won that race. A lot of great drivers in here tonight.
Well, Matt and I made the call after the win at Las Vegas that you were going to move in to be one of the top guys in the league, and I think you're now just the second driver this season to win multiple races. So heading into the double-digit number of races this season, got to be feeling pretty good about the season ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got a nice long season, lots of good tracks coming up, good competition, and yeah, again, I'm a consistent guy. I try to be anyways, and I think that's the key to getting at least into the chase at the end here. So yeah, I'll just try and keep my head up and get those top 10s over and over.
Well, head held high here for you tonight. Congrats on the win. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, Tommy, Matt, thanks to you guys. Turn 200. We appreciate everything you do. You guys put on a great show, and thanks to the fans who are watching, anybody who's watching. It was a good race. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks to Bandit Motorsports and CNC Home Designs, and of course James and sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Maximum Velocity. That was a good fun night, Tommy. I appreciate you guys, man.
That is now tied for the 7th closest finish in channel history. Rob Haynes on top here tonight at Talladega. Go party hard, partner. We'll talk to you again soon.
I will. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
9 1,000ths of a second ties it with James Watson's victory over Drew White at the New Atlanta in the Daredevil Series in season number 3. Boy, what a night here at Talladega. Things, I mean, there's always a stretch here in the Max V Super Speedway races where it's just, this is the wonkiest race we've ever seen. They're busting out new stuff, going over new spots that they've never done before. But then it always comes together at the end. The old tried and true photo finish, balls to the wall insanity that we expect here with Max V. And they've done it again. Another rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, certainly. Another great race. And I like that all of the, at least the top drivers were kind of excited about some fuel save there. You and I love fuel strategy. I think it's a great component of racing. And good to see it come into play here without a lot of cautions, or really any cautions other than the stage break to kind of break it up. So great to see that. But of course, at the end, everybody's going to be pushing it like crazy, and the teammates got linked up there in the middle, but the one that was doing the pushing ended up coming out on top. But yeah, great stuff. Thank you to everybody that was here watching with us. Lots of love from Goodleaf, as always. Appreciate it. Matt Schlosser in the chat. Good to hear from Matt. Flinky Roberts as well. Sarah cheering on Riley Tilton. Ashton Crowder with his boyfriend John Pansula out there. Michelle Kirk. Daniel Reese, or I'm assuming likes to go by Daniel, out here as well. Appreciate it after the unfortunate start to the race. Martha Turheimer and Marilyn Beck, as well as Shelly Mall cheering on Greg earlier on tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Appreciate it, and we will see you on down the road.
Absolutely hope to see you. I almost said tomorrow night, but how about Sunday afternoon for a PMR doubleheader? It is the top split strength of field broadcast for the Mission R Challenge on Sunday afternoon at Rudskogen. Just drove it here this afternoon, and boy, those tires get awfully spicy around there. Should be a fun race, though, on Sunday afternoon, and then we'll follow that up immediately with a Mission O race from Legacy Phoenix. So a double trouble night for the Mission R here on Turn 200, Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Be here. Then we'll be back in action with the ASRL Sports Car Championship from Imola on Wednesday night. At about 8:15 p.m. Eastern time is when our coverage of that will kick off. And that will lead us back into the Monster Mile next week here for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Dover is on tap. And that was a pretty interesting race last season as well. So be here for Dover next week, 9:15 p.m. Eastern time next Thursday. We'll see you back here for that. Thank you to everybody with the Maximum Velocity Racing Series. Thank you to CNC Home Designs as well. If you need your home built in Central Florida, Kerry Cleaver has got you covered. Be sure to give him a ring, whether you're looking for just a modest farmhouse to the modern home that you've always wanted. Kerry Cleaver's got you covered. Thank you to CNC Home Designs for their continued support of Maximum Velocity Racing League and the Truck Series here. And yeah, that's about all we got for you here tonight. For everybody with Max V, for the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook. Until we meet again, we're saying so long from Talladega, where Rob Haynes is on top for the second time here in 2024. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.